My daughter plays she's on a national volleyball team. So it's me and a bunch of guys that wear khaki pants, no offense, khaki pants, polos, and that whole thing, right? Clearly I don't. I usually wear like gym shorts or whatever. So my immediate reaction is if I see them staring and I just see them being very uncomfortable, it almost makes them uncomfortable. So I'll go have a conversation with them. Once they realize I'm just a really normal dude that just looks a little different, it's pretty awesome. So I'll confront them, but it's confrontational in like the best possible way. And now everyone's like, hey Johnny, hey Johnny. And it's like, it feels a little weird, but it's awesome. Hey, I'm Johnny Nobody from Orlando, Florida. I own 36 Black Art Collective and I sing in a band called Kill the Imposter. So I grew up in Lower East Side, Manhattan. Did art most of my life. Did a bit of that homeless thing for a minute and then went to college. And been tattooing kind of ever since. First time I saw a person with tattoos was my father. Obviously when I was little. He had my name tattooed on him. I've been around it my whole life. My dad was a biker, so covered in tattoos. And I honestly never wanted a tattoo because I wanted to be different. And now I went the opposite way apparently. I would say I started wanting to get tattooed based off like punk shows here in New York City. Everyone had one, and it was the most rebellious, coolest thing you could have imagined doing. And then I drastically changed how I felt about getting them versus not wanting them. Just the whole rebellion thing, the whole thing, I guess. So I started getting tattooed. But I knew once I started getting tattooed that I would not stop getting tattooed. I guess technically the rebellion would be not getting tattooed, but my parents both were alcoholics and kind of did the drug thing, which I rebelled against that as well. So super straight edge guy. But not being around my father, I think it was kind of the transition too. Like if I started getting tattooed, then I'd be kind of like him, or where he was missing, then I would be part of it. The first tattoo I got was a tribal thing on my leg, but it was hand tapped. So I tried to get original with it, but it's been covered for a long time. So I heard that hand tapping was like a metronome. The tap, 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 break, tap, 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 tap. And that was fascinating to me. It took the idea of pain away, right? Because you're thinking, how do you make that musical? How do you spin that? Yeah, so that fascinated me far more than, of course I had the questions, does it hurt? Does it all, bleh? And I was told to man up and do it, so I did it. It did actually mean something, which is kind of, it wasn't just a American tribal spiky thing. It was this eternal warrior design thing. And everything I have means something to me. So it was like, I was then searching what the next meaning would be, as opposed to thinking what the next tattoo would be. I'm like, I gotta have a meeting, and then I can get the tattoo for the meaning, and then I could make it all work. But again, wanting to be covered was kind of my goal. So I found myself not looking for tattoos, but finding meaning for a tattoo, and then designing the tattoo for the meaning. That was weird. Never really thought about that until just now.
Do you remember a moment when you went from being a person with tattoos to being a tattooed person?
Yeah, I think from moment one, because I knew where I was gonna be. There was not a time where I was like, oh, I'll probably get one, and try to connect it later. It was always, I am this person. And once I had the one, then I was like, not necessarily in a hurry, because you can't be at that, you know what I mean? But it just I needed it. I don't know that there was like that weird moment, like lightning moment, where I was like, I just knew that from the first, this is who I am, and I need the rest. Against everything I believe, because I'll have people come want me to tattoo them in their face. I got my chin tattooed before I got my neck tattooed, which I am overly against by traditional standards, right? So I don't tattoo hands, necks, or faces unless you have sleeves or you've earned it. But my face, when I learned about Maori, it was supposed to signify a pillar that holds up a town, and that words are so important. And it was like, where else would it go? It's got to go on my chin because that's where they put it. So it just meant a lot to me. So since I was 12, I have night terrors. And what I saw in the terror was missing the left side of its face. Own what terrifies you, right? So I did my left eye. The moment I got it done, someone took my picture, showed me on their phones, and I was like, ooh, that's not the look I was trying to look at. And then I looked in the mirror in my bathroom and I was like, oh yeah, wow, this is horrible. So I immediately made the appointment. I said, as soon as you can get me in. And it was a year later, so. I did my right eye for vanity purposes because my eyes are so shiny. It looked like one eye was going this way and one eye was going this way because the white one looked way different. I had no traumatic life event that started me having night terrors. Very loose quotes, I don't know. If you're gonna diagnose it, I suppose, right? But I owned it, it was mine.
So it's almost sort of an armor for you.
100%, that's why I did it. And I don't know if I mentally made that happen, but that's how it happened, so. Back in the late 90s, 2000s, I had 32 holes in my face. Like, I was that guy that looked literally like just put metal on my face. And then I would bitch about people asking me questions, right? Like, I asked for this. Like, I look quite literally like that weird cliche saying, you fell into a tackle box. I could see it now. Then I'd be like, why are you looking at me, bro? Clearly, I did this to myself. But yeah, I thought it looked amazing in the mirror. And then I stopped looking in the mirror probably 20 years ago. I was like, I think I need this. I feel like I need this. And then I'd get it and I'd feel way better, right? So, I don't know. It was never a vanity thing for me. It was just, I dug it. I felt accomplished. You know, you sit in a chair for 8 hours or 20 minutes, whatever it was. It was the best 20 minutes of my life. I walked away with something. I thought of something. I wanted something. I got something. I left with something. And now I have to take care of something. It just made sense to me. I can't say I regret anything really, ever. Like, as life, like I don't, either you learn from it or you don't, right? So same thing with tattoos.
If you could start everything over, not tattooed, just blank slate.
Blank? I don't think I'd get tattooed.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't start it again. Everyone has a tattoo. Literally everyone has a tattoo. The grocery store mom that is buying Lunchables for her kid has that sweet tattoo that she really wants to show you, so we're on the same team. We're not. I mean, yeah, we're parents, that's cool, but we ain't the same team. I feel like my ideals, my morals, my moral compass is different than a lot of people's in general. Just by the brutal honesty versus the sugarcoating hellos. Like, hi, how are you today? You don't care how I am. Like, you can forget me as soon as you walk away. And then they look at me and then they can't forget me, so there's that, I guess. I would change it. I wouldn't have any tattoos. None, I don't think. I was asked this last month, and I said the same thing. I think I would be blank.
Would you still be a tattooist?
No. I don't really like where the tattoo industry has gone. I don't think it stands on anything very... I'm sitting here with you guys in front of a camera, which is the one thing that I don't like about the industry. I don't like the TV shows. I don't like what it did morally or traditionally. There's not a lot of earning it. Everyone is accepted without the hard work. I'll accept anyone who puts the work into it. But everyone feels as they're part of this thing that I've worked really hard to protect. So I am a bit contradicting, but I'm allowed to tell you guys that's how I feel about it, right? Or I can't go on a TV show and be like, oh, my canvas is done in 6 hours or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to put anything out there like that, but I don't know. I really enjoy building stuff. But I also enjoy painting very angrily. And so I don't need the tattoo to do that. It is a great creative outlet, but I really enjoy building IKEA furniture for my kids. As long as I'm creating, I'm good. That's why I play music. Sitting here going, I hate cameras. Hi, cameras. Like, I get it, but I just wish it wasn't that. Is that weird? Maybe that's weird. I don't know. It's me. Honest, I guess.